Hello and welcome to another edition of Alternative Interactions. I'm Gary. Please like, share and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much. And a big welcome to all the new subscribers who came over from Richard's channel from our recent Rockin' Pandora's Box, which was a lot of fun, as I'm sure you saw. So yeah, thank you very much. And today we're going to talk about matrix mindfulness. Basically, we live in a holographic realm or a matrix, a toroidal field of consciousness, and we certainly have the ability to change or affect our own reality field. We can affect others around us, but only by shining our light as a beacon. And if they choose to join into that beacon and join that light or that vibrational frequency, then we will affect them and they can come across. But the matrix is actually a single reality tunnel that's the perception of the person who's experiencing it. And everybody else that comes into that that we interact with is an experience, a learning process, and hopefully a spiritual growth. I am of the firm thought or feeling that we are a fractal of Source, and Source is a fractal of the Creator of this playground that we're in. I don't see it as a prison in any way, shape, or form. It's a learning experience and a way that we can, an immortal being can grow, share and develop the experiences of what we've come here to do. And we certainly have come here to do. So matrix mindfulness is about really manifestation. Now manifestation is your ability to think of something and or an outcome or a desire and make that come into a reality. We have that power. Now I came across something probably about a year ago now, maybe less, called human design, which is quite a fascinating subject. And human design is kind of connected to the planetary alignments as much as anything else, but it's actually a design platform of the human body. So when you were born, I think it's 60 or 80 days before you were born, your human design was set out. And so when you're born, you have a set program within you that makes you react and act in certain ways, but also gives you certain skills and abilities. And one of them is one of the subtitles is a manifesting generator. So not only can you manifest what you want, you can generate that to come true. So obviously, if you're predisposed or you have that skill or ability that was given to you when you were born, then you have a head start and you can do it. I believe everybody can manifest whatever they want, but some people will be able to do it far more easily and it's a more natural thing. So, you know, human design is a very big subject. It's quite complex and I'm really skimming over it. If you want to look into some of the human design charts and bits and pieces, a friend of mine, Matan and Plutonic Planes YouTube channel, he's worth watching. His back catalogue is quite interesting, where he's gone through the month, what to expect and how you may react to or feel via your gate. And you can get all that information about your gate and the gateway via the internet on a generally free basic program where you put in your date of birth, where you were born and such like, and that will give you a chart that you can then start to follow and hopefully understand a bit better. And I really did butcher that, so so yeah, there we go. But manifestation, or being mindful in the matrix and how we can change and affect our own reality, is really what it's about. So to manifest anything, we first have to have a thought of what we want or what we want to achieve. Now, it's no good being wishy-washy. You have to really know what you want, a desire, and be set on it, fixed. I want this, I want to achieve this, or I would like this in my life. You then do an action. So a really simple example would be, if you wanted a partner, you're on your own and you're looking for love, and you want to attract somebody with the same vibrational frequency as you and the same kind of thoughts and ideas and on the same path as you, then you think about that as a desire. You can actually write that on a piece of paper, and you can put that on a board or hide it behind something. And then, which is part of an action, but then you do the real action. And that action would be that if you're living on your own, you need to make space physically for that person, because this matrix doesn't like a liar, and it doesn't like to disappoint. It's a neutral field. And so in a neutral field, you can actually trick the field into giving you what you want. So the example would be that a bedside cabinet, you would empty your bedside cabinet and say, that's my new partner's bedside cabinet. And it's empty and ready for when they come in. So you've actually done physical action. You've created space in your life. You've written down what you want, because words are spells, and you're spelling on the paper. You're putting your intention out in words, which is a very powerful thing, something that we don't fully understand, and there's far more mileage in that one, I can assure you, because that's how the elite have been using the language against us for many years. But that's another subject, obviously, and I don't want a tangent at the moment. So then we have to give it time. Now, the best way to bring something in is not to chase it. You've had the thought, you've had the action, the intention has gone out into the universe, and so then you have to stop chasing it and stop thinking about it, stop worrying about it, stop desiring it. You just allow it to come in, and it will. I can assure you, it will. But it will come in when the time is right, and you are ready and right for it, as is that person. Everything is divine timing, and we can't push and force divine timing the way that we would wish. With the pendulum and the tarot cards, we can get a feeling that something's going to be coming soon, or it's imminent, or it's likely, or it's going to be a possibility to happen. But timing is impossible, because that's down to the divine universe of the matrix and how the matrix, it fits in with the matrix programming. So in the instance I gave you, given this X amount of time, when you're not thinking about it, when you're not chasing it, when you're not obsessing over it, you will, or that person will come into your life, and bang, and there you've manifested what you wanted. And it's not as simple as that, but it really is as simple as that. If you chase something, it will not come. So if you have money worries and you think, oh my God, you're putting out a negative vibrational frequency, you're putting out something into the universe that's actually pushing it away. And I know it sounds very difficult thing to do when you are worried and stressed, but the thing to do is to write down on a piece of paper, I've got plenty of money, I have everything I need, I will have everything I need. Put the piece of paper to one side and stop thinking about it. Go out for a walk, do an activity, take your mind off it. There's plenty of free things that you can do. And generally, something will come up that you think, oh, that's just the right amount of money I need. You won't necessarily win the lottery or anything like that, but you will most likely have enough money come in that gets you to the next stage that you need. And if you have faith in that, and I mean real faith in the fact that you are being divinely looked after and guided by Source, Source will always divinely guide and give you what you need, not what you want or desire. Not going to get a Ferrari. Well, if you do, come round and give me a ride, please. But you're not going to get the extravagance of what is not needed. You will always get what you need to keep your head above water. Now, if you work 2 or 3 jobs and you're absolutely killing yourself, you need to then review how you can change something and make a change and affect the change by a positive outcome by doing so. And and that one is quite difficult, but you will know your personal circumstance, and I'm sure you will be able to change something. You know, if you're worrying about the grandkids and what they're going to do, have faith, do something, create something, go out and do an action. The action part is very important, because a thought is just a thought. A desire is just a desire ultimately, but it's a vibrational frequency that you're putting out into the universe. And once you make that action, it changes everything. So there we go. So desperation does not work. You will push it away. Something that Chief Ironbush came up with a while ago, and I totally resonated with him on this one, was we have predators and we have prey. So when you pray for something, you're admitting your lack of. You don't have it. But when you're a predator, it doesn't mean you're going to go out and kill something, but what it means is that you have changed your outlook to, I have it. Even if you don't, fake it till you make it, which is a really good saying, fake it till you make it. So if we take the analogy of 2 sports teams playing a game, both of them will be praying that they're the winner. So in a sports team, with the duality of that, we always have a predator who wins and the person who's the prey loses, which is crazy, but that's how it works. There is generally always either the yin and the yang. There will be a balance or a misbalance in some way, shape or form, and so you will either be the prey or you'll be the predator. You will either lose or you will win. Sometimes we draw, and that's the balance, which I shall go on to next. So we live in an infinity realm. So if you can think of the number 8 and turn it on its side, that's the infinity symbol, a toroidal field of consciousness, which is also the yin and the yang. And the trick and key, I believe, to navigating through this matrix and the mindfulness of doing so is to be in the center point of the 8, the bit where it goes round and it joins, right smack bang in the middle. That's where you need to be. And in that way, you can become something that we spoke about before, I think with Richard on his channel, about observing and not absorbing the information, not getting emotionally drawn into the movie we're watching playing out. If you can observe without getting sucked in and see it for what it is and enjoy the show that's coming, this will give you the mindfulness within the matrix to then be able to start changing the odds in your favour, basically. And it works, and it really does, you know. So don't get drawn into the negativity of the world around us, because there's an awful lot of negativity, and that's what the tell lies in vision. The television wants you watch the news and it's all negative. years ago they used to give in Britain every now and again on the local news they'd show something nice, a good upbeat beat. Can't put my teeth in. An upbeat story. But these days, I don't think they do. I mean, I haven't watched television now for probably 3 or 4 years. I don't actually own a television. And my life has improved greatly by not having the fear porn of the television being pumped into my house with the subliminal frequencies being pumped into my brain as well. A bit like They Live with the consume, obey, obey. And it's another way of breaking free of the matrix and being more mindful within the matrix. And certainly distancing yourself from some of the programs and films that are currently shown with the violence levels, and how it numbs the brain and changes your perception of the world just by observation of the television. So observe, don't absorb. This is only a brief go over of Matrix mindfulness. Hopefully you found it fairly interesting, because we create our own reality tunnel, and so we can change our future. Now, another way of doing this is to change your past. So what I'm talking about is victim mentality. Everybody has been, for want of a better phrase, done over in the past. Everybody's been a victim to some kind of fraud, scam, or been with a partner who has been a shite. So that would then put us in victim mode. And being mindful and observing what has gone on in the past in a non-victim mode, and accepting your role in what you did to create the situation, because it always takes two to tango, then allows you to move on from that energy that you have inside you and inside your mind. And as once you have changed the energy of the past, it then allows you to change the energy of the future by looking at the future in a different way, because you no longer have the attachment on you of the past victim mentality that we've all had at some time or another. And this goes back to trusting Source and moving forward in love, in light, and blessings. And one of the biggest ones that I'm going to finish on now is forgiveness of yourself and love of yourself. Now, this is one of the hardest things to do, and it took me a long time to do. Was I had to learn to love and trust myself and forgive myself of all the things I did. We have an inner child and we have an ego, and the ego and the inner child will often fight each other and create doubt and affect your mindfulness and your ability to observe what's really going on as a casual observer. And so it's kind of like the dark night of the soul in some respects, or being able to stand in front of a mirror and really look in the mirror at yourself and know who you are, your faults, and then work on those faults and forgive yourself in love of those faults, because those faults often are traits that you've picked up from others around you. Everything you've ever been taught in your life, everything you've ever experienced, is part of a layer of an onion that gets put on you and around you. And the key to becoming free of the matrix, not that we can ever become free of the matrix, because we are inside the matrix, it's part of us, and we are part of it, but we don't have to allow the matrix to run us. And so as we're mindful of our emotions and what's gone on before, we can then peel those layers away, freeing ourselves. And as we free ourselves, we're then able to see the joy, the love and the light in everything. Make sure you ground yourself, make sure you go out for walks, make sure you go into nature. It's very important, because in that way you're changing. Again, this is that thought process with action, and with time you will have a change. You will manifest the change you require within yourself. Nothing happens overnight. You'll be very lucky to wake up in the morning going hallelujah. But with time and mindfulness, you can achieve this. Thank you, blessings, and I hope that was helpful. Love, light to all, and thank you for watching this and subscribing to my channel. Blessings. Bye.